30 years of Pablo's Coffee. Time flies when you're having fun.
All right, this is the Pablo's Coffee roasting facility on Colfax and Syracuse in Denver. We've been roasting in this facility for about 7 years. This facility roasts hundreds of thousands of pounds of coffee a year. We roast it on these vintage San Franciscan roasters. We've used this kind of roaster for 25 years. Classic. So sometimes people want to know, like, how Pablo started. And a lot of it just begins with my story. I was working for J.C. Penney. I was a merchandiser, and I decided I was going to do my own thing. So I went out and interviewed 75 business owners, fields where I had experience and could have done something. And most of the people I interviewed, they didn't seem that super happy. They seemed kind of grumpy and put out. And I finally interviewed a coffee guy in the Glenwood Springs Mall, and he was like, "Open a coffee shop, it's a blast." And I was like, wow, it's the first positive thing I heard from business owners. So I sold my house and opened a coffee shop and spent every last nickel and maxed my credit cards out. And we opened November 10th, 1995, my birthday. And it's been around for 30 years.
That's a cool origin story, Craig. So after all these years, do you think that opening up a coffee shop was sound advice?
It was sound advice, yeah, because the customers are happy to see me. There's one thing that's gonna go their way for sure to start their day. They're like, "I want a cup of coffee. Here's your cup of coffee." You're like, winning. People keep coming back. And it's not just the addictive properties of caffeine, I'm sure.
Anyways, who is Pablo and why did you name your coffee shop after him?
In 1995, we didn't really have the internet. So people would use these things called telephones, and you would answer the telephone and you would say the name of your business typically. So my business partner and I took a child's toy phone and pretended to answer the phone with our long lists of coffee shop names. Morning Joe, Cuppa, Daily Grind. It all sounded terrible and we didn't really want to say that thousands of times. And at the time, I had a poster of Pablo Picasso that was a photograph. He had this glowing ember. He drew a bull in the air. The photographer hit the flash and captured the man. And we're like, well, what about Picasso? We'll call it Picasso's. And then we kind of did a little research, and the Picasso estate was really against people using the Picasso name. So we called it Pablo's, because it's fun to answer the phone. Pablo's. Pablo's. I can say that for years. I have been. Decades.
All right, here's an easy one. What kind of coffee do you like to drink?
I drink almost exclusively passive drip coffee. So like filter coffee, or I drink a lot of espresso as well.
Pablo's doesn't feel like every other coffee shop. Why do you think that is? Thud. Ow, this burns.
Timeless. Yeah, it's a place that's been there and will be there. And it was there. It feels like it was there before us and it'll be there after us. Like we're just passing through. Our busiest shop right now is just too busy to work in. It's noisy. There's no internet. I've been to many a cute coffee shop where if you're talking, someone might shush you. Pablo's is a conversation place, and the conversation itself leads to kind of a funny level of intimacy and privacy. There's so much conversation going on that no single conversation occupies your mind. You're just in the place. And it creates a good vibe.
Oh, I gotta ask you, how much has the Pablo's menu changed over the years?
Well, it looked remarkably similar. Yeah, it was popular to make mochas with whipped cream on top in the 90s. It was delicious. Sometimes we put sprinkles on top. It's always been espresso and milk-based drinks. Oh, the thing that's changed is plant-based milks.
One last question. You got any big plans for the next 30 years?
Big plans? Not really. I've become more of a mascot for the company than an actual integral part of it. There could be all kinds of reasons why a founder would keep working at a company. They have nothing better to do. They're unemployable elsewhere. They have control issues, or in my case, they're simply a mascot.
Well, thanks for chatting, Craig. Well, here's my ride. Whoa.